Hello and welcome for the first time ever to Anno 2070, Deep Ocean. My name is Lauren, for those that do not know. I'm a Let's Player and I've been partnered with a gaming network, TGN, ever since the end of August 2012, so recently. And even more recently I've decided to buy a new PC, and that is mostly for purposes of Let's Playing, because my old PC, which is just beside me, sucked a lot, and I decided to take an upgrade. It's not entirely just for the purposes of Let's Playing, but it is partially also true for Let's Playing. And to showcase my new PC's power, I decided to go to my favorite game of all times, and I will do some sort of walkthrough guide, if you wish, and a Let's Play series of it. So if you like to watch these things, hopefully you'll like to watch this particular Let's Play. So let's get started. We're gonna play a continuous map. I know that there is a campaign. I finished the virus campaign. I know that there is a Deep Ocean campaign. I didn't started it. I do not know anything about Deep Ocean as of yet. I just playing continuous game because I think that is the strongest part of Anno. Now I'm gonna go to previous settings because I already set up the game as I wanted it to be set up. Almost. Give me a bashi. Give me a bashi. Give me a bashi. No, not Tilda. Yeah, I said a bashi. Where is it? Bashi! Ah!
The deep sea is not without its dangers.
Excellent, so
And it's reassuring
we can
to
also...
know that in an emergency we have someone like you close by.
Obviously. So we're gonna check out these settings here. I'm gonna just randomize the volume a couple of times for the map seed, basically. And we're gonna get started. It's an easy game, according to the meter, but it's not that easy. You'll see why. Let's get started. Now this is the faction selection screen. We have the hippies and the corporate bastards. Now if you want to get a big boost at the beginning of the game, you go with the corporate bastards, but if you want to have more sustainable energy and resources and all that, you go with the hippies. Or even Initiative and Global Trust. So we're gonna go with Global Trust. I also like them better. I know they're dirty, but bear with me. So here is the loading screen of the game. This loading screen took on my old PC, without recording, around, well, sometimes even 1 minute of time to load up, so it really required a lot. I do not know how long this will take. Presumably less, I believe so. I tried one quick game, and it took more or less, well, I'd say around 15 seconds. But it might take longer here because I'm recording obviously now, as you might notice. It's going a bit slower. The frame rate is now on constant 28, but as soon as the game starts it should hop to 60, because this PC rules! And I love this PC. Hey, I paid good money for it, so why the heck not? Alright. We're gonna start the quest right now. Or should I say mission? Not quest. This is a quest no longer. This is science fiction. This is no pure fantasy. Ha! Alright, so we get started here. This is my arc. This is Father 1.0. And I've had it already slightly upgraded. Not a lot. Just a little bit. The most important part being this one. This is my command ship. And definitely it's not gonna be called Seagream. If you've seen my regame video, you'll know that I named my ships Tacitus. Tacitus. Yes, Tacitus. Roman... what it was? Roman counselor or something like that, I believe. Now here is our world. It's pretty big. And it's nice to have it on a constant 60 frames per second for once. Now we have to decide on which island we will settle for our first city. This is a rather big island, but you might notice some little details that I will explain shortly. Here we go. This is the little detail. As you can see, some islands have the capacity for a dam construction site. Dam, hydroelectric power plants, should I say, really increase your energy by a lot. And by that I mean 500 energy points. So it's kind of a big deal. Other than that, do we have any other island with capability with a dam? Well, as far as main islands go, no. But we have this island which can sustain a dam, but we don't really want to build here our first city, for reasons I will explain later on. Nice river, very snaky. Okay, we've decided that we're gonna build the city here on this island. So we're gonna bring both Tacitus and my Ark. The Ark is like a big boat. It's a command center, a boat of sorts, which can be moved from underwater. There is this small, tiny icon here, which relocates entirely the Ark someplace different. So we're gonna place it right about here. Now what the Ark does, basically, it packs up, it packs even more, and it goes underwater. And once you come here, magically, it appears! Eventually. It really is fast, actually. It's seriously, seriously fast. Now I'm gonna record about half an hour long episodes, because this series cannot last... I mean, an episode of this series cannot last 10 minutes. It's an overkill. I mean, because then I would have to upload like 200 episodes. With half an hour I'll probably be uploading around... I don't know. Probably around 80. I suppose 80 is the right number, but with the new PC I can render videos so much faster. Uploading is still gonna be a pain, but... oh well, I can support that. Now, the best friend, as I said already in the regame video, is the plus button on the numpad, because it accelerates time by a great deal. We're gonna place our warehouse, which is the core essential of any island. Basically, it's where the island starts. Someone on this coast. I picked this coast because this is the largest coast. I know this island, I built already on it. It's a nice island, it's very big. You can also have some industry here. Normally I don't recommend to use industry on your main island where cities are gonna grow, but you can do it. We're gonna place it about here. Reason being this one. You'll know. You'll see in about 20 episodes why. There is a method to my thinkings. Or should I say, there are thinkings into my methods. I do not know what I'm talking about. Now, second rule is to build a city center. It's basically where people are gonna meet.
Building selection expanded.
Thank you. If you just toss in houses, the bloody morons will just go like, oh my god, there's no city centers! We're all doomed! God knows why. But they're silly like that, really. And now in theory I'm gonna do it a bit differently. The layout is something I've designed uniquely. I do not know, maybe there is someone else that does the same thing, but I do this simply because it's very useful. You can pack a lot of houses very early on, and it's not very useful because you're still gonna have some trouble with later on buildings, which, you know, citizens have their needs, and you need more than one building to sustain all their needs, obviously enough. And of course, also resources. You need a lot of resources, but that's not the point. The point is that we need a fisherman's hut, or should I say a fishery, simple as that. And we're gonna connect it with the warehouse. The warehouse is a hub. It's basically where all resources of the island go to. So the fishery gather fish, which is the primary source for food right now
because everything else is going great.
For our nice workers here, nice gingerhead workers. And the food goes to the warehouse, and it stays here. Every here and there, the meter here is gonna increase, and then the warehouse is gonna send a truck, or this flying little bastard, as you can see here. See now, one fish was ready, and the flying little bastard comes, picks up the goods, and delivers them to the warehouse. And this is how basically it works. This is how it rolls. The game, it's how it works. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so our taxes right now are... our tax balance is a bit negative, because we don't have that much of a big income yet. We have only 8,600 credits, so we need to be careful. I usually set up the lowest credits possible because, you know, you usually don't need to go higher if you plan everything in the right way, basically. However, of course, the more houses we build, the more industry we'll have to expand and the more credits we'll have to pay. However, at the same time...
A little while ago? You should have seen it.
Houses can houses produce citizens, and citizens produce good taxes. And in life there are two things that are certain: death and taxes, as one wise man would say. So we raise the taxes. They're still happy. They're not euphoric, but they're happy. As long as they're happy, they'll still grow into... they'll still get inside the city and live there. Each house can hold 8 people, so, it's good stuff. Next, we want to, of course, disable the Ascension rights, because Ascension rights basically is when once all the needs of a certain class is all fulfilled, and if they are euphoric, you are going to advance them.
My wife had delicious fish on the table.
You're going to advance them, and advancing them means that they are going to use your building resources, building materials, just to build up their houses into a bigger mass and allow more people to come in to pay more taxes, and those people are going to need more needs, and it's a mess. We don't want that to happen, so we disable the Ascension rights. So it's kind of a dictatorial way of doing it, but if you're playing this game, you have to do it. It's the only way. So far our balance is positive, which is great news. And we're gonna build something which is a basalt crusher and a smelter. This will make us have building modules. It's an industry for building modules, and building modules are needed for building more houses. And houses are good because they generate more taxes, and so on and so forth. Therefore, we're gonna place a basalt crusher and a brick house, or whatever you want to call it, basically. I'm gonna place this guy here, and the basalt crusher. I don't know. Here, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna work. And now we just connect the this house with this. So basically, the basalt crusher is gonna collect basalt. It's gonna collect basalt from the terrain, and it's creating them into granules. Granules will be transformed into the smelter factory, which is gonna build building modules with it. And then once this is done, the little thingy is gonna pick them up, and we're gonna be happy. It costs, however, taxes, so whatever. It doesn't only cost taxes, it also costs both in energy and eco-balance. What is energy? Energy is what basically makes everything go around. Without energy, these things won't function properly. They're still gonna function, but not at efficiency, maximum efficiency, which is not optimal. And what is eco-balance? Eco-balance determines how happy your citizens will be and how much they like the sun. The lower the eco-balance, the more the clouds and the sadder they'll be. That can be said for these guys, however. The tycoons, they do like a bit of smog in their air because apparently it makes them cold, and being cold in a capitalistic world is all that you need. I do not know how that works, but apparently it works that way, so if they're happy, I'm happy. So eco-balance also improves the impact on farmlands you have throughout the island, because each island has its own eco-balance, so if you have minus 500 eco-balance here, you can have plus 300 eco-balance here. That's not a problem. At any rate, let's check out our business here. We have a few bricks available, or building modules. I'm gonna call it bricks because they look like bricks. And I'm gonna place another house with this. And this is how it's gonna work. It's how we're gonna increase our citizens, and it's how we're gonna be happy. Of course, we can do some nasty tricks, you see. The Ark here has the availability to buy building modules.
Potential source identified. Send assignment now.
And our onboard navigation computer, also known as Eve, is gonna order up to someone 40 tons of building modules. Means 40 units of building modules. So, for the cost of 2000 credits. It's highway robbery. But in cases like this, I decide to go with it.
Order has been confirmed.
2000 gold is not a lot. Credits. 2000 credits is not a lot. Eventually it'll get higher and higher and higher, even to 10,000 credits. And that is even higher than a highway robbery. I guess not everyone likes tool boots, do they? Luckily enough, we have our three main factions here. We have Mr. Rufus Thorn, which is basically the guy that leads the company of global trust in the sector with his own arc. He's selling us building modules. Same we have with Yana Rodriguez, which is the representative person of the Eden Initiative. And finally we have Professor Davy. Solomon Davy? I think. I don't know.
Starting delivery of ordered goods.
Thank you. And he is the representative guy of the SAAT faction, which is the scientists, or the nerds if you want to call them that. They're kind of good though. In fact, the entire expansion pack focuses on these guys. So we'll likely have them on our good side. So what we're gonna do is send in Tacitus to Rufus Thorn here, into his arc. We're gonna trade for a few bricks and we're gonna be happy. Of course, by the time I've been talking, the 40 tons of building modules have reached our arc, so basically we can now transfer them into our island. Of course, through Tacitus. Now here is a ship of Rufus Thorn. What we can do is quickly go to trade section of the warehouse and buy some building modules. Why not? Let's say 25 tons. 25 means that we're gonna purchase up to 25 tons of building modules. If we go over 25, no one is gonna sell us building modules, so this is a very clever thing to do. I think it has been so even for Anno 1701. I do not know if it was so even for 1503 and 1602, but it's a very clever thing. As you can see, Rufus Thorn delivered. It's good. 15 tons of building modules for 405 credits, which is good enough. We're gonna build a few more houses, therefore, which is gonna increase, of course, our taxes. We do not want to lose all the money immediately. Getting bankrupt would be kind of unwise. It's not very clever choice, so we're gonna keep it simple and easy. Build houses, make people happy, basically. I don't know about the fisheries, but I think one fishery is enough to supplement 500 people's need for food. So it's kind of good. It's okay. And they also now need the need of drinks. And what better way is there to accompany fish? Well, of course, liquor! And that is rice liquor, because you need rice to build this liquor, particularly.
Additional buildings now available.
Now, each island has its own fertilities, and they are displayed below the name. Iron Gate, in my case, as you can see, has rice, tea, and coffee fertilities. We need rice for alcohol, which is good news. We do have rice fertility on this island, but we won't be planting our alcohol plantations here, as silly as that sounds. Now, as we increased our population, they also
My buddies
need...
and I are really grateful, you know, for everything you're doing in that.
No problem. They also now need activity, and what better way for tycoons is than to have casinos around. For some god knows what irony, casinos cost you money to run. They do not give you money. Thank you. Oh my god, have you any idea how much the game lagged once I had autosave on my old PC? It's incredible. Incredible to say the least. Oh, by the way, Tacitus is here.
My budding protege.
I'm your protege!
You'll find what you need.
I'm your friend! Yay! So as you can see, the best income for buying things is directly from the arcs. If you want them transported, delivered... Wait, we're gonna eliminate this. This is Davey trying to sell us things, and we don't want to buy right now anything because we are kinda low on money. So the best way to get items that you need is buying them directly on people's arcs. Otherwise, you'll have to pay more for the transportation needs. I mean, gasoline is still a thing in the future, you know? I guess. Even if the future is mighty bollocks, if you might say that. So, with Tacitus coming back, we are going to stop him close to the Ark and take all the goods from the Ark and put him in Tacitus. So he is gonna have a total of 75 tons of building bricks on him. The Ark storage here is connected to the internet, so sometimes it can kind of be slow, so you need to be patient. We're gonna deliver all the goods. And we reach maximum storage capacity, which can be increased by building depots. Depots is basically like a warehouse, but inland. They do not function as trading stations, however, and they are less expensive to run, I believe. Ever so slightly less expensive. The warehouse is 10 and the depot is 5, I believe. Where's the depot? Here it is. Yes, exactly, it's 5. But the warehouse does give you some energy, while the depot actually consumes it. Now, we're kind of running low on energy, so what do we do? Without panicking, of course. Well, first let's build a couple more houses, just because why not? It's gonna be nice. Wait, there. Now, note that the standard settings for the mouse controls are different from the ones that I'm currently using. I have the right-click menu, which can be set in the options, and obviously I have also the alternative way of placing roads. Normally you have to hold and drag if you want to place a road. I want it, however, to be like in older Annos, where you just have to click once and twice, and that's it. Okay, now fish is going upwards. Of course, also building modules are going up, and tools are going down, but that's not a problem. Tools are essentials that we are gonna cover later on. For the moment, we are gonna fulfill the need of energy, which is slightly in surplus, but we want it to be even higher than surplus. So, tycoons have a very efficient but very eco-balance impacting way of improving your energy, and that is through coal. Coal power station. As you can see, it produces 72 energy. It's actually producing 60 energy normally, but I have an arc module here, which improves the energy outcome by 20%. So we see 72 minus 20% is obviously 60. Next, they need a rotary excavator. Rotary excavators are similar to these little basalt crushers. However, the rotary excavators are kind of larger. They do not consume any energy, but they do consume eco-balance, which is not great. As I said, we don't want to have too much of a negative eco-balance in the end. And they are big. They are really, really big. They're like the, well, they're like the real world rotary excavators. You can Google it, you can find them. Rotary excavators, your best friend. For corporate bastards, I guess. So we're gonna place them around here someplace, and close by we're gonna place a power station like this. And now we're gonna connect them with a road. Why a road? Because the power station is gonna send a truck. It's gonna collect the coal from the rotary excavator and take the coal into the coal power station, which, in conjunction with the coal that it gets, will generate energy. So it works basically the same as the smelter, just that the smelter consumes energy while the rotary excavator and the coal power station actually produce it, even if, as you can see, my eco-balance is now on minus 18. Do not worry, the eco-balance is troublesome when it gets around minus 200. At that point, you really want to think about it, because if it gets... there is this thing called global eco-balance. If it gets too low, a tornado is gonna come and just destroy everything, basically. To put it roughly, it's true. It's something you don't want to happen. Now, what do they need? They need alcohol, because they're lazy bastards, they want to drink a lot. I do not know how corporate bastards really work with alcohol, but I guess they work well enough. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna build a field with alcohol. And we're gonna do it slightly... For the moment we're gonna build it here. I said I would be building it off the island, but for the time being, let's keep our taxes in check. Expanding to another island can prove costly sometimes, and we do not want that to happen. So we're gonna build a distillery. The distillery is a farm field. It actually is a farm field. And it needs farm fields. I mean, it's actually a farm, and it needs farm fields to run, to be operational. So we're gonna place it, let's say here. We're gonna improve the... Nope. Wait a second. I pressed the automatic placement for the farm fields, which is not optimal. I'm gonna place... If you click here, build production areas manually, you can place them however you want, but it has to be in this tiny little area. Sorry. tiny little area. So we're gonna place it here. Now this guy is working on 110% productivity, because I still have something in my arc which increases the ecobalance, I mean the ecological effect on all buildings. I think this is it. Yeah, this should be it. As you can see, improves all buildings in the sector. Ecological effect minus 10%. Therefore, this runs on 110%. I think. No, I'm lying. This actually means that it is running at 10% less ecologically dirty. It's 10% less ecologically dirty. The 10% boost is from the Senate. As you can see here, Senate effect. So basically you go into the menu and you can see that there are elections here. Senate elections and World Council elections. Apparently, someone decided to vote for Diana Rodriguez as their Senate representative, and therefore you get a 10 bonus to ecobalance, which is good for my standards.
Happy that the people are so receptive to
No.
our new venture.
It's actually him. It's Davy that they voted for. And it was a landslide victory. I usually go with Hidden Prime because I'm close to unlocking their ultimate power. We will talk about that later. There is a World Council vote, which basically sets who is the president of the planet. I'm not kidding.
Voting rights confirmed. Select your candidates.
So who do we select? We have Skylar Baines, the director of Global Trust. We have Seamus Green, the director of Eden Initiative. And we have Father, the robotic AI that will kill all. I'm gonna go with Seamus Green, because he's a nice guy.
Your support means a great deal to me.
So, in theory, I actually hate Seamus Green, but he's a nice guy. I mean, he doesn't really bother you too much. Skylar Baines is the coolest of the three, because who the hell names her children Skylar? Only the coolest mother ever. And also, she has a very English accent, and I love it. I really would like to talk in an English accent, but so far, I'm unlucky that I am Slavic born, and therefore my accent is slightly different. But oh well! At any rate, we're 27 minutes in, and these guys should be now getting drinks eventually, as soon as this guy is gonna produce some. I think. Let's see. Yep, here it is. 1 ton of liquors delivered, and count till 1 and they will burn it like crazy. Yes. A total population of 208 workers burns alcohol like crazy. You hear me right.
Man, this place
If I
is
press
so
plus, there you go. Bye bye alcohol.
My buddies and I are really grateful, for everything you're doing and that.
No problem. Now you can see that the drink need is slightly growing here, and it grows because the alcohol is still being delivered directly to the warehouse, which is good. What does this do? As you may notice, the taxes are increasing. They're more happy and therefore they're more prone to paying taxes. If all their needs are met, they can advance to the next stage. And they will ask you for more! Because that's the way of how the world works, basically. It is actually silly, but it is actually how the world works even nowadays, so there is nothing we can critique about it, can we? And with this being done, we pretty much done everything that I've wanted to do in this introductory episode, so I'm gonna pause this. So thanks for watching and join me next time, as I will be going on to my adventure of Anno. And I've set myself a goal in this Let's Play, and I will be displaying it from next episode onwards. You will hear about it. It's something about global population, income of money, and building certain buildings. But we'll talk about that later. Until then, be well. Bye!
This was the Loud on Gaming Show. Thanks for watching.